Good morning to all of you. Good morning to all of you. I am Professor Utkarsh Nigam from the Department of Civil Engineering, LD College of Engineering, Ahmedabad. Hope you are doing well in this pandemic situation and you are fit and healthy over your class. So today we are going to start with the module number 3, that is genetic algorithm, also popularly known as GA. We have discussed about the introduction to the soft computing techniques and its applications. In the module number 2, we have discussed about the fuzzy logic and we have also learned about its applications. Now in this third video, we are going to study about the genetic algorithm. This is the module number 3. Why genetic algorithm is used? As the word says genetic algorithm, so you may think that it is related to the genes or DNA or like that. Yes, of course, it is related to genes itself. As you all know, if the genes of a parent's mother or father is good, then what we can say is the next generation will be healthy and fine. The same concept is being adopted in the optimization in the genetic algorithms. In what genetic algorithm will do, the genes of a particular generation, the results which are having good outputs are being selected for the next generation. In the next generation also, the good results or the good genes will be selected for the next generation. So in such a way, we are tripping it from first generation to second generation to third generation to fourth, and at last we are having a good results. So genetic algorithm is also known as the evolutionary algorithm are based on this. So it is based on the theory of what we can say Charles Darwin's theory of what we can say survival of the fittest. Those genes or those data sets which are fit, which are being optimized, will be carried out in the next generation. So at last what you will do, you will get the good data sets at last. So you will get good optimized results. So this is oftenly used in the optimization techniques as well. So using the genetic algorithms, many problems of civil engineering projects in the various sectors such as water resources, structural, geotechnical, transportation, environmental, the genetic algorithm can be used to solve those applications, those problems. In the subsequent PowerPoint presentation, we will try to learn about the genetic algorithm as well. So now we are proceeding towards the PowerPoint presentation. So keep attention in that PowerPoint presentation. Thank you.
This lecture genetic algorithm and its applications and examples for this subject soft computing techniques, and the module number 3, the genetic algorithm. We will try to cover a few examples and having the applications of genetic algorithms. So this is actually the content, the genetic algorithm, its introduction, how the concept of genetics and evolution has started, why this is known as evolutionary algorithms, application of GA to probabilistic search techniques, the basic genetic algorithm framework, the different GA architectures, the GA operators which are very important to understand, which are known as encoding, crossover, selection, mutation, etc. The use of genetic algorithm operators in the engineering applications, solving the single objective optimization problems using the genetic algorithms. We will try to learn from the examples. We will try to understand this by having few examples of the mathematics, and general algorithm based problems have been also discussed. So first of all, we have discussed about the optimization, and genetic algorithms gives most probable and possible solutions of the complex problems. And as the optimization in very simple term, we mean that the minimum attempts or inputs to get the maximum output, and in the field of civil engineering, the minimum cost maximum profit ratio can be maintained by using the optimization it is used. So it is a technique or method for finding the best possible solution or solutions for a complex problem. Whatever be the complex problems, number of alternatives or the total alternatives we are having, we will try to find out some solution. These are the different optimization techniques, in which soft computing techniques are also there, and today we are going to spin off the genetic algorithm over here. So now let's have introduction to the genetic algorithms actually. So by this way we can understand that the Charles Darwin's theory that survival of the fittest. So genetic algorithm is one initial evolutionary algorithm that is based on the theory of the Charles Darwin, that survival is the fittest. So the same theory is being applied in the genetic algorithm as well. So there are basic 5 steps. You can see over here that how the animals have been what we can say evolved, how the species have been evolved, and what we can say is the theory of survival of the fittest is suitable. So it is being shown here. So there were initial population of animals, those have undertaken the struggle for the existence, and then survival of the fittest happens. Then their survival, they have survived, the individuals reproduce and propagate, mating and mutations have been happened, and the species have been evolved. Many times in the millions of the years, it has also happened that it has taken what we can say is a simple, what we can say is the cycle has been repeated from the step 3, step 4, and then step 2, and this evolution of the species have taken millions of the years. So the survival of the fittest, that is the theory of the Charles Darwin, that is the basic principle of this genetic algorithm, which means you have to select the best and you have to discard the rest. So genetic algorithms are commonly used to generate high quality solutions to the optimization and search problems by relying on biologically inspired operations such as mutation, crossover and selection. We will discuss in detail about each genetic operators. John Holland introduced the genetic algorithms in the 1960s. So it is based on actually the concept of Darwin's theory of evolution, of the survival of the fittest. And the student of John Holland, David E. Goldberg, further extended genetic algorithms in late 80s. In computer science and operation research, a genetic algorithm is a meta-heuristic inspired by the process of natural selection that belongs to the larger class of evolutionary algorithms. So it has been also considered as a evolutionary algorithms as well. So it is a search-based optimization technique. It is used to find the optimum solution, and it is one of the best method of reaching the optimized values or the optimization problem solving. Genetic algorithms are randomized search algorithms that have been developed in an effort to imitate the mechanics of natural selection and the natural genetics. In every generation, a new set of the strings is created using parts of the fittest member of the old set. Means what has happened, as we know, the generations are being carried out. Generation after first generation, second generation will come. After second generation, third generation will come. And after third generation, fourth generation will evolve. So how these are evolving, that the next generation will be having better and stronger characteristics, stronger elements rather than the previous generation. So in each generation, the better characteristics, the better properties are being seen. That's why here it is written that a new set of string is created, and from the older it must be stronger or the better, in such a way that after the step by step or after the generation by generation, the thing and the results, the possible solutions, the offsprings, what we call as a solution that is evolving is very what we can say is a good or optimum. So this is actually the flow chart of the genetic algorithm that you need to see and that you need to understand. It is being starting. So initial population, you have to decide the population. So you have to discuss and you have to decide that how much population you are going to take, what are the populations, what are the possible, what we can say is the solutions and the possible population. So that search you need to do at the starting. Then you have to initialize, means you have to evolve the fitness function. You have to find the basic after randomization, you have to go for a particular fitness function, which is very much important. Fitness function is actually a mathematical equation or that particular equation which will lead to a particular fitness of that problem, which will describe the problem. So that is known as the fitness function or the objective function. In most of the cases, both of them are same, means objective function and fitness functions are the same. Then you have to evaluate the solutions. Whatever be the fitness function you are having with the population, randomization in the population, because it is not possible to look after all the population. You will select few population randomly, and then you will what we can say is run the program, and you will get some solutions of the fitness function. So now step number 4, you see that optimum solution. So is optimum solution reached? So your answer will evolve as yes or no. That yes, the solution has reached, or no, the solution has not reached. So if solution has reached, you can stop yourself. You have reached to the perfect solution, and if you have not reached, then you have to go for the reproduction. That is, you have to go for the step 5, 6, 7 and 4, then 5, 6, 7 and 4, and this process of cycling will be continued. So selection, crossover and mutation and reproduction, this whole cycle is known as the reproduction, means 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. This cycle will go on until and unless you will get the optimum or the best solution which is required by you. Then the main characteristics of the genetic algorithm, which are as follows. The genetic algorithm works with a coding of the parameter set, not the parameters themselves. The genetic algorithm initiates its search from a population of points, not a single point. That is the beauty of the genetic algorithm. The genetic algorithm uses payoff information, not derivatives. The genetic algorithm uses probabilistic transition rules, not deterministic ones. Means randomly it used to select anything and then it used to categorize the solution or optimum solution of a particular complex problem. Then evolutionary genetics. What do we understand by the evolutionary genetics? We need to understand the two terms, genetics and the evolution. Genetics means the study of the genes, what are the characteristics, what are the properties in a particular well-being. So those are not those studies, those behaviors, those properties, those characteristics. The study of those characteristics is known as the genetics. And evolution means the process of emerging of a particular species. So that study is there. And evolutionary genetics as a combine, it is the study of how genetic variation leads to the evolutionary changes. Means the thing which is evolving, the thing which is coming after first trial, then second trial, then third trial, then fourth trial has to be a good. So it includes the topics such as evolution of genome structure, the genetic basis of speciation and adaptation, and genetic change in response to selection within populations. So you can see this figure. In the dark pink color you will see the population. For example, suppose this is the complete population, then you will be able to see one possible solution or one possible set, that is chromosome. So for example, A2 is there, so that is one chromosome, A1 is one chromosome, A3 is another chromosome, and A4 is another chromosome. So these are the chromosomes, means possible solutions. Then you will see in the what we can say is rectangular box, the gene is written over there. So a particular box, that is known as the gene. So we need to understand the terms that population means the complete species. So we will compare the biology or the natural things versus the computational things of the genetic algorithm. So this is the population, the complete set, the complete species are there. So that is the population in which one possible set, one possible solution is there, that is known as the chromosome. So and one possible particular that value and that particular box is known as the gene, which is having the genetical information, which is having the characteristics or behavior or particular property of that chromosome is there. So that is a gene, and that particular value is known as allele. So you need to understand. Now what is the basic genetic algorithm framework? That we need to understand. So following components are in the framework, that is population, data size, objective function, which is almost fitness function. In many of the problems it is there. We have to define the problem. Then selection, crossover, mutation and evolution is there. Then loop is continues to get the best results. terminate when the best result is obtained. So this is what we can say is the process. These steps, 7 steps go on from the population initialization, then fitness function calculation, then crossover, mutation, survivor selection, and then the loop will go on until and unless you will get the best results. And lastly, you have to terminate that particular answer is reached, or when you have reached the optimum or best result. So that is actually the framework you need to understand. These are the basic terminology. We have understood that this complete box in the pink color you will see, that is the population. That one set is known as the chromosome. The another particular box, particular value is gene, and that particular value which you will see that either 1 or 2 like that, so that is allele. So population is the subset of all possible solutions are there. Chromosome is one such solution of a given problem. It may be right, it may be wrong like that. Gene means it is one element position of a chromosome, and allele, it is the value of the gene for a particular chromosome. So these are the things. Now there are 2 terms we need to understand. First is the phenotype space, and second is the genotype space. Phenotype means the actual solution space, and genotype means computational space. That computer or the computational devices will be used, and it has to be in a particular manner, in a particular framework must be there, in a particular arrangement and format. So phenotype means the actual solution, and genotype means the computational space. We try to understand for this what we can say the example. For example, there is some attendance of the laborers which are coming into your firm. So this attendance, you can see the names are written and the signs are there. And when you need to convert this for the computational into the MS Excel, and if you are having those values written over in the computational attendance, so you can see that whatever you have written, you have converted it into the computational values, means you can do some editing or like that. So hardware or the raw material you are having with you is known as the phenotype space, and when you have converted to what we can say to the representation, the raw material is converted into good format for the calculations, for the computations, it is known as what we can say genotype space. So converging the raw data, the hard data available with you into the soft data, or we can say as computational data, is known as encoding. Means you are encoding something, and when you have obtained the answer, then obtaining the raw data or in general data or actual solution space from the computational values is known as the decoding. So these are the 2 terms we need to understand. First is the encoding and the second is the decoding. Then comes the fitness function or the evaluation function. It evaluates how close a given solution is to the optimum solution of the desired problem. It determines how fit a solution is. So in short, if we look into it, it is a mathematical equation or developed equation or function which will lead to the best possible solution or the optimum solution. It is its importance. So nature versus computer, if you will see, population means set of solutions or total values, individual means solution to a problem, fitness means quality of a solution or function, chromosome means encoding for a solution, gene means part of the encoding solution, and allele, that is value of that solution. We have also discussed it earlier using the diagrams. These are the genetic algorithm operators. Encoding, that we have gone through it, means whatever be the data, raw data we are having, and we need to convert it for the computational purposes in MS Excel or in any other software. If we are to use it, it must be in a particular format. So converting in a particular format from the raw data available is known as the encoding. Means you are giving assigning some codes as per the prescribed format of a particular software. That is known as the process of encoding. Other things are selection, crossover, and mutation. We will see this and we will look into it. So this is the thing, that encoding means from a particular raw data, a particular hard based sheets what we are having, we are converting it into the Excel formats or any other format. So that is known as the encoding. And the reverse process, after getting the results or after getting the computations, we are converting the particular data which we are having in the softwares, or we are having the results of the softwares, we are converting into the raw data, or we are converting in the in general data. That is known as the decoding. So these are the two processes. Now genotype representations. So there are many types by which it can be represented. First is the binary representation, which is most common, and computer also uses this only. So only we are using the 2 digits, that is the binary actually means 0 and 1 we are using. Then real valued representation means the particular value is there, whether in the decimals, whether in whatever be the value is, so or the fractions we are having, that will be converted into decimals, and then it will be represented. Then integer representation is there, particular value will be there, non-decimal values will be there, so it can be represented as. Now permutation representation means a particular set of combination is there, as you can see here. 2, 3 is there, then 4 is omitting, then 5, 6 is there, 7 is omitting, and 8, 9 is there, 10 is omitting, and 11 is there. So the combination is there. So it is known as the permutation representation. Then comes the population initialization. Means when you are initializing a particular population, then there are two methods. You have to initialize the population. You are having a larger data sets. In a complex problem, you are having infinite number of data sets. So how you will initialize? Means at the starting which you are going to select. So random initialization and heuristic initialization. These two things are there. So populate the initial population using a non-heuristic is heuristic initialization, and populate the initial population with completely random solution. Means random selection you are making it is known as random initialization. So these are the two things. Then parent selection is one of the important things what we can say is in the population initialization, because two parents will what we can say is after mating will produce what we can say offsprings, and then those offsprings becoming parents, and then they will reproduce the another offsprings, and at last this process is continuing, this generation will going on, and that particular answer what we are getting at the last will be the most possible solution. So this is the process in which we are taking the trial and error. So we are producing first generation, second generation, third generation. So in the computational purposes GA, we are calling those generations as the trials or the practices which we are following, that this is the first trial, then second trial, then third trial, and we are going through the genetic algorithm operators as well. So parent selection, it is the process of selecting the parents which will mate and recombine to create the offsprings for the next generation. So it is one of the important thing, because we have to select the good quality parents, then that will produce the good quality what we can say is the offsprings. So maintaining good diversity in the population is extremely crucial for the success of the genetic algorithm. So this taking up of the entire population by one extremely fit solution is known as premature convergence and is an undesirable condition in HA. So convergence will happen, but it will not happen that the bad quality or what we can say is that due to the bad genes or the bad characteristic, it must be carried forwarded in the next generation. It must be stopped. Means only good quality genes or the good quality offsprings must be carried forwarded to the next generation. Then fitness proportionate selections, there are various methods. Roulette wheel selections, you know about it, that we will spin the roulette wheel and the value will appear, so that value we will define over there, it is like that. Then stochastic universal sampling, tournament selection, or rank and random sampling selection is there. So by this way we can select. Now crossover. Crossover operator is analogous to the reproduction and biological crossover actually. Crossover you will understand with the help of examples which I am going to show. These are of 4 or 5 types, that is 1 point, multi-point, uniform crossover, whole arithmetic recombination, and Davis order crossover. These are the types actually. If you will see this, 1 point crossover, you will see that there are some numbers in the first parent which is in the green color and the second parent which is in the blue color. You will observe that after mating they are producing offspring, means 50% values of the green is being taken and 50% value of the what we can say is blue is being taken. So here you can observe that 50% is this and 50% is this, means 50% from the green and 50% from the blue has been taken. In multi-point crossover you will see that 50% this has been taken over here, then 50% this has been taken over here, and 50% again green is taken over here. That is there. Then in the uniform crossover, one value has been taken care. So you can see those values here. So these are the different crossover. In crossover means at least some reversibility, means 50% value, multi-point crossovers may be there, uniform crossovers may be there, but whatever be the changes is between the parents only, nothing else change will occur. For example, in 1 point crossover, if you will see, it will be 50% and in multi-point you can also see there will be there. So whatever be the changes are occurring, the changes are occurring within parents only, means 50% of one parent is being taken, 50% of the another parent is taken. So that is rising to the offspring 1 and another is offspring 2, like that. Mutation. Now the another thing is the mutation. Mutation may be defined as a small random tweak or change in the chromosome to a new solution. It is actually used to maintain and introduce diversity in a genetic population. So mutation is a part of GA which is related to the exploration of the search space. It has been observed that mutation is essential to the convergence of the GA. Means convergence or termination of the problem will occur due to mutation only. What is it? Let's see. While crossover is not. So mutation means we are introducing a change within the parents which is not actually the mutual change between the parents. Whatever is occurring in a crossover, 50% of one parent, 50% of another parent is there, or some percentage of one parent is there and another parent is there, means whatever be changes is occurring in the crossover is within the parents only. But here if you will see that this 1 has been converted into the 0, means it has been done randomly any value will be changed so that it will lead to some convergence or some termination or best solution, because whatever will happen if the changes will occur only in the parent, then those things will be there. But to improve the solution, to leading it to the best things, for example, both the parents are there, those are having average characteristics, will produce average offspring, but we will do any change from our side which is random and not belonging to the particular parent, so it may lead to something else. So here it is swap, means here 2, here 6, we have randomly changed as 6 and 2. Means within the chromosome anything has been changed by the GA within itself, or we are changing that particular value leading to some good value, so that can be there. So these are known as the mutation operators. These are the different examples: bit flip, random resetting, swap mutation, scramble mutation. You can see over here the values are there. Inversion means whatever be the values, for example in this order it is in this order and here it is been reversed. So these are the changes which are being introducing by the GA itself. Means the changes are not in the parents, means it is not one type of crossover, it is the value has been selected randomly for that particular thing. So that is there. So we can also do one thing, that we can reduce the cycle terms by introducing the mutation. So after the population initialization, parent selection, crossover, we can go for the local crossovers over here, so that it may reduce to the, then we can go for the local search after the mutation. So these are the things which can reduce the time. So the crossover and mutation have its own importance, that we can have several generation changes, several generation transfer and the trial and error for reaching to a good and optimum solution. Now let us try to understand by using a good example of the genetic algorithm. So genetic algorithm provides efficient, effective techniques. It is actually for optimization and machine learning approach. It is widely used today in the business, scientific, industry and the medicine fields. As per research, it is having 75% applications in these fields. Understanding the flow chart and operators is actually very important. We have seen the selection, the roulette wheel method, the crossover, the parents characteristics are changed. In the mutation, we randomly change any value. So it is like that. So understanding those operators is actually very much important in the genetic algorithm. So this is the basic flow chart. We have already understood this, that after starting initial population, then we have to initialize the fitness function, then evaluate the solutions, then if we will get a particular good solution, stop. We have not got the complete solution, go for the cycle, and this cycle 4 5 6 7 4, then again 5 6 7 4, it will continue. This cycle will not stop until we are having a good, best or possible optimum solution. So the example is this: we are having one function that is x square. So x is within the interval of 0 to 31 and we have to maximize this value. We can choose anything. So we are having, so any 4 values needs to be selected, which will lead to this fx equal to x square. To we have to maximize it, and we are having the interval from 0 to 31 actually. Now we will see it step by step. Here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 is written over here. We will see this example in this manner only. So first step is to start choosing initial population randomly. They are chromosomes or genotypes actually. So for example, between 0 to 31 we have randomly selected 4 values. These are 13, 24, 8 and 19. 13 we can represent in the binary form as 0 1 1 0 1. 24 in the binary is represented as 1 1 0 0 0. 8 is represented as 0 1 0 0 0 and 19 is represented as 1 0 0 1 1. How it has been occurring, let's see. So how 13 is actually 0 1 1 0 1. So this is actually the process. You can see that how this 13 can be converted into binary, or the binary values can be converted into 13. You can see, you can observe from here. Here this is actually the process how we have converted 13 into binary digits, and here we can see how these binary digits are being converted into 13. You can see that we are going to divide 13 by 2. Then it is appearing as 6 and 1 has been what we can say is left. Then 6 divided by 3, nothing is left, so 0. Then 3 divided by 2, 1 is left, and so 1 will be there. So in such a way, and in the reverse order, that value will be there. So 0 1 1 0 1 is actually the binary representation of the 13, or 1 1 0 1. We can write anything. So here we can see the same process for the other values as well. So 13, 24, 8 and 19. This I have been put just so that you can understand how this conversion of binary to decimal or decimal to binary has emerged. Because as a student of engineering, or particularly the core branches of engineering, not from the what we can say is the field of computational sciences, we need to understand the conversion. So that's why it is written as this itself. So we need to understand these things, and it is very much important to understand. So these are the things: 13, 24, 8 and 19. So now decode or encode as per the requirement. So if we are going to initialize any fitness function, so part A is to decode or encode as per the requirement. For example, we are having these values as 13, 24, 8 and 19. And part B is evaluate the fitness function, calculate values for the function of x. So we have calculated for the function of x, we have evaluated it as square of 13 169, square of 24 576, square of 8 64 and square of 19 361 likewise. Now step 3 is the evaluate the solutions and trial and error. We have to go for the selections. How it is being calculated, let's see. So we have to select the particular parents. and when the mutation will happen, then new offspring will be selected. Here one formula is written that Pi is equal to Fi divided by the total Fi. So now let's see, and at last it is written N into Pi is the expected count. With the help of this table we will try to understand. The initial, here it is written the string number 1, 2, 3, 4. The initial population is 01101, which is 13. Second is 11000, that is 24. Then 01000, that is 8. And the values are being written. So it is actually easy to understand. These values are actually directly square. Then Fi is calculated. How this value is calculated? How this blue background, which is being written as 0.4 is 14 is calculated, we need to see. So whatever be the value we are getting 169, and we are having sum of all these values as 1170. So 169 divided by 1170 will give us 0.14. 576, the second value, this is the second value, divided by 1174 will give us 0.49. So in such a way these values are being calculated. And when we will multiply the particular Fi, particular value multiplied by the highest screen number, means this is the 4, means we are having 4 strings, so expected count we can calculate. So 0.14 multiplied by 4 will give the 0.56. In such a way we are having that particular value. So if is the optimum solution reached, so we can see over here that the Fi, the fitness values are having many variations. Highest is 0.49 and the lowest is 0.06. So we cannot say that the value is fit. For the value to be fit, all the strings must be equally distributed and the expected count must be more or less same. So that thing must be there. So now what we will try to do, we will try to reach this expected count to the 1. So if yes, we can stop the process, but here it is not like that. We have to go for the reproduction. Means try step 5, 6, 7, which is selection, crossover and mutation. So selection we have already done, and now we will go for the crossover and mutation. Now how the crossover is there, how selection has been done. The upper table is actually, this table is actually what we can say is the previous table, and this bottom table which you will see, you are seeing here, it is actually the for the crossover, the next activity. So here you can see the string number, mating pool, crossover point. So in this value you will see that this is there. Alright, we are having what we can say is, let's say this color. So here you will see after the 4th point the crossover is there. So 1 will be replaced by 0, 0 will be replaced by 1. So here if you will see, there are the 4 strings. Here you see there is 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is 1, 2, 2 and 4. We have discarded the string number 3. Here if you will see the third, its fitness is 0.06, very less. This value is very less. If you will see, this value is very less, 0.06. So we have discarded it and we have gone towards what we can say is to the another value over there. So that you can see, so we have converted that particular value. So we have discarded and we have taken the other values. So now for the first and second spring, it is one parent, these are two parents, and 2 and 4, these are another parents. And here the particular crossover is happening, and here at the number 2 the crossover is happening. So here you will see 0, 1, 1, 0. Here also it is 0, 1, 1, 0, and the 0, this 0 has been coming from here. So in such a way this crossover has been done and particular values are being found. So in such a way, if you will see here, the sum is, in the previous table the sum is 1170, in the next table it is 14450, and if you will see the fitness values, it will be something change will be there. So whatever be the changes there, we will try to change, do the mutation in the another table. So it is actually the mutation practice. Where the mutation is done. So in this initial first value is there, you have changed from 0 to 1. Randomly the value is being changed from 0 to 1. Here if you will see at the third position, in this third place, the value is randomly changed from 0 to 1. Means the change is not actually occurring in the swapping of parents, but the change is occurring due to what we can say is any random change we are introducing or the GA is introducing. So that is the beauty of mutation, and it is leading to some new values, and those values are 26, 25, 27, 18, and these fitness functions are being calculated, and FI is being evaluated, which is more or less closing to a particular value, and expected count is also reaching towards 1. So that thing is there, we are reaching towards the probable solution. So this is after selection, then after crossover and mutation, we are getting the result. Here if you will see, the particular total sum was 1750, and now here it is been increased to 2354. So that thing is there, those values can be seen, and what we can say is the mutation is working here. So in such a way we can select that these X values for the 26, 25, 27 and 18 are leading towards what we can say is a good solution after the third generation. So this is the third change which we have introduced. So and then after step 8 is, as per our figure, that terminate the result after sufficient trial and error, or after obtaining best possible or the optimum solution. So these are the things you can go through it. There are some single objective optimization problem. We have discussed one example as well. These are the applications of soft computing in which for the optimization we can apply our problems of the genetic algorithms as well. These are the different sectors, you can go through it, that where the genetic algorithms can be applied, particularly in the field of civil engineering. This is actually the what we can say is the theory of evaluation, the survival the fittest. So we have to select the best and discard the rest. The thing which is having producing bad results in a particular generation will not be carried forwarded in the another generation, or whichever is giving good results only will be continued in the next one. So that is actually in such a way, as the evolution has occurred of a particular human being or a species, the same way it will be continued. This is actually the flow chart which has been prepared just to understand this. So we have to start, initialize the population, initialize the fitness function, the solutions will be evaluated, and then at the fourth step we will see we have got the good solutions, the fitness or FI is giving good results or not. If answer is yes, we can stop because we have reached to optimum solution. If the answer is no, then go for the trial and error process, go for the selection, crossover, mutation, as we have seen in the example. So all these things are done by genetic algorithm in the software. For example, in the MATLAB GA tool is there, in Excel solver is there. In Excel, other software can also be implemented for the GA and Python programming as well. So these are the different operators or different software which will do all the activities by themselves. We need not to do anything. We need to only generate the population, we need to have the population, and we need to have put these data in a particular software. The answer and all these things the software will perform as it is. We need not to do anything on that behalf. These all exercises that are just to understand those things. So this is actually simple genetic algorithm. You can see these are the things, and then fitness function will be verified. Then what we can say is it will be reproduces. This is one of the what we can say is a detailed methodology of the genetic algorithm is being given in the flow chart as well. The difference between the classical algorithm, one point will be reached in single interactions, but in genetic algorithm the best point will be reached after some time, and classical algorithm next point will be selected based on the deterministic approach, simple formulas, but the random generations and the probabilistic approach will be followed in the genetic algorithm. This is one of the another example. You can see, for example, we are having the solution to maximize x square minus y square. In such a way we can go for the fx, we can rank them 1 2 3 4, we can develop some results as well. So in such a way it can be optimized. Here 8 values are given only, so we can calculate in the Excel or anything else. But what if we are having 800 values, 1000 values, more than that those values? So we can use the genetic algorithm operators or those softwares which are having genetic algorithms in those. This is one more example, and here we are having this another example over here. The same steps are being followed and the ranks are being given. You can see in this we are having the problem to minimize. The minimize means we have to go for minus of the maximize. So minimize is actually means minus of the maximize, negative of the maximize, that we know. So just in such a way we need to put that objective function. We need to remember about those things. So you can see over here the ranks are being given. So here the minimum value, based on the minimum those ranks are being given. So the example to process, so for example we are having this equation 5x square plus 2y square equal to 24. Then objective function to minimize, we can write it as a function of x and y and like that. So then we can solve it. So these are a few mathematical examples are there. These needs to be applied in a particular real field problem. So first we need to find the fitness function or the objective function that needs to be defined. The problem may be either to maximize or to minimize only. So those things are there. These are the important things you can go for. The optimization problems may be either to maximize or minimize only, and it can be used. So genetic algorithm has several advantages. It is efficient, it is faster, have parallel capabilities, then optimizes both continuous and discrete function, and also multi-objective functions, give good solutions and not a single solution, alternative solutions are being given. Then it is useful when the search space is very large, of course, and larger parameters are compared. Always gets an answer to the problem which gets better over the time, because it is having random search over the generations, over the trials. And these are the disadvantages of the GAs. The pros or cons of a particular thing are always being there. So GAs are not suited for all the problems which are simple and for which derivative information is available. So you cannot use, because deterministic approach is available there. Fitness function is calculated repeatedly, which might be computationally expensive for some problems, or the particular fitness function is not suiting to the problem and you are evaluating based on that fitness function. That is actually a disadvantage as well. So you need to be careful about the fitness function or objective function. Then it is stochastic. There are no guarantees on the optimalities or the quality of the solution sometimes, and if not implemented properly, the GA may not converge to the optimal solution. Converge means the termination is will not appear. Actually the termination means the problem will not end or stop. It will go on trial and it will not stop. So that is there. So these are the solutions. GA tool in MATLAB, solver in the Excel is there. In Excel also some GA tools can be used, and in Python also it can be having, and in civil engineering it is having the vast applications. So this can be applied. These are a few review questions that if you are able to understand a genetic algorithm, genetics and evolution, the different probabilistic approach, what is basic GA framework, what are the different GA architectures that we have discussed, the 8 steps which we have discussed, and different operators we have studied in details. What are the uses of GA single objectives, then what are the steps for solving the problem using GA in MATLAB. Actually in any software the problems are same, just the initiation of the data and the importing and exporting the data types are different only. And applications of GA in civil engineering, and explain any one in detail. So you can take any particular thing or the particular value, and then you can take, and then you can go for the optimized solution. So all the things, all the calculations, all the computations which are being there are done automatically by what we can say the softwares or computers, and we personally need not to worry about anything. These are the books as prescribed in the syllabus of GTU over there. So thank you very much, and this was all about the genetic algorithm, that the softwares, the calculations, the GA operator itself does all the calculations. You need not to go worry about that. Just to understand these things are very essential. What are the key components? So thank you. Keep yourself at home Stay at home, stay safe. This is the only way to fight with COVID-19 corona. Thank you very much.